Good evening, everybody. I hope you all had a lovely Thanksgiving lunch/dinner. The time is currently 5:26 p.m. Central, and you have a live look at a continuing massive winter storm across portions of upstate Maine, back into portions of New Hampshire and Vermont, and even some lingering snow showers back into portions of upstate New York. This is a live look from the Burlington radar here, and if we switch over to the Maine radar, we can see that things are looking quite intense. Again, we've got a good amount of heavy snow mixing in there with our heavy rain in the higher elevations. Areas like Augusta, Lincoln, Bangor, Lewiston, again, you're getting in on some of those very heavy snow totals, and areas across the Northeast and Southern New England have already had a lot of that today, as we discussed this morning on our earlier stream, right? So we do have thousands of customers without power currently across portions of Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, New York, even back into parts of Pennsylvania still. So not only that, but we do have some lingering thunderstorms across portions of the East Coast here that are trying to become severe. I'm genuinely not sure what happened today in terms of our severe weather threat because I've been gone literally all day, although I do see that we did have some severe storms down into parts of southern Georgia. It looks like we had a quarter-size hail report, and that was only a few hours ago there. That was near Wagon Wheel, Georgia. So let's go ahead and take a look there at the southeastern Georgia radar, and it looks like things are starting to clear out there in terms of that threat. So the reason we're doing this stream tonight is because while the big system is starting to move out of the United States and it's starting to push its way up into Atlantic Canada, this is really where the biggest part of the event just starts to get going. Now that that system's fully moved out of there, we're going to start to see some lake effect snow showers pop up. And you may be thinking, okay, how is that going to be the biggest part of this event? Well, they are going to be bringing snow to certain areas for 4 days straight. We're expecting up to 5 feet of snow total in localized areas in portions of upstate New York back through parts of northwestern Pennsylvania and northeastern Ohio. Lake effect snow warnings are in effect for the areas where we're expecting the most significant totals. So the big event is going to be continuing to go over the next several days here with very heavy snow that we're going to start to see pop up here very shortly, especially across portions of upstate New York. So again, we have got ourselves a lot to talk about tonight, so I'm glad you guys have joined me here on this lovely Thanksgiving evening. How was everybody's day? How are y'all doing? Let me go ahead and get stream chat up here. If you have any questions about your location, feel free to leave those all down in the chat below. Just give me one moment. Alrighty. What's up, Boredness, Nolly, Random Texan Guy, Kevin? So, let's go ahead and see, you're getting a spotter ID, that's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and see what happened today here in terms of our severe weather threats. Again, I'm really not aware. It looks like we did not have any tornado warnings at all. It looks like my X account blew up. What the heck happened? What the heck? Everybody's giving me a happy Thanksgiving. That's awesome. W. Alright, anyway. Give me just a moment. Let's see. Did we have any severe thunderstorm warnings today? We did. So again, we had those Georgia storms that produced some large hail and damaging winds. But it looks like that was literally only 2 severe thunderstorm warnings. So again, nothing crazy honestly went down today. It looks like in terms of our severe weather threat. What's up, Sanja? Thank you for tuning in. But yeah, again, we've still got that very heavy snow continuing into portions of upstate Maine. Had a great feast. I certainly did too. I ate way too much. I believe it's like the average American eats like 4,000 calories a day on Thanksgiving, which is insane. But, alright, so the power outage map did just get updated for a few counties in New Hampshire here. So if we go ahead and turn off winter storm warnings, actually, we can take a look at the more specific numbers here. So it looks like we have almost 1,000 customers in Oxford County, Maine without power, over 1,000 customers in Somerset County, Maine without power, over 1,000 customers in Grafton County, New Hampshire without power, almost 3,000 customers in Sullivan County, New Hampshire without power. We've got several thousand more without power there in the Concord area. In fact, if we go and turn off winter weather advisories here, it looks like we've got about 2,000 in Merrimack County without power, 1,500 in Belknap County without power, and then we move over to Vermont, we see we've got 3,500 in Windsor County without power, and 1,600 in Orange County without power. Bringing it back through New York, we've got 1,500 in Warren County without power, 700 in Shenango County without power, 600 in Susquehanna County without power, and then almost 3,000 in Sussex County, New Jersey without power, and almost 9,000 in Monmouth County, New Jersey without power there. So again, this did knock out power for a good few tens of thousands of people there, and again, it's going to continue to do so as it enters portions of upstate Maine. Again, look at all that heavy snow just battering the state right now, from Lincoln to Bangor to Augusta to Lewiston, all the way back through the Caribou area, and again, the snow totals are going to continue to tack on. These areas have already seen a lot of snow. Again, we're expecting almost over a foot of snow to be possible in some localized areas of upstate Maine, so definitely some pretty concerning stuff. Now, again, there are going to be areas in southern Maine that maybe just see a lot of rain and wet snow out of this event that won't really stick, but there is a good chunk of the state that will see sticky, nasty snow. If you don't like snow, you could look at it like that. What's up, Goose Man? Thank you for tuning in. Again, I'm not expecting a crazy attendance this stream at all, because obviously it's Thanksgiving Day, people are out hanging with family, and that's awesome. I would rather obviously have them doing that than tuning into this stream, but again, the Macy's Day Parade, all right, it was a very dreary sighting there in New York City, and again, we talked about that, but all you really saw was rain covering all the cameras. It was quite miserable, honestly, to watch. Now, it would have been even worse to watch if it was just snow everywhere. I thought that, I would think that would be fun, but a lot of people don't like snow, so that would have been even more interesting, but again, it was just rain in New York City, since things are not quite cool enough for things to switch over to snow. What's up, B-Dog? Thank you for tuning in. Again, we were talking mid-40s today in New York City, so just barely still just that cold, nasty November rain. But yeah, we do have some heavy snow right now falling across portions of Michigan, the oven mitt back up through to the UP there, so that'll be something else that we watch. We're expecting a good 3 feet or so of snow, actually, it looks like, according to this winter storm warning for the lake effect snow portion of this event. But again, the greater lake effect snow totals I still think will come from Lake Ontario and Lake Erie. Look at this, 3 to 5 feet of snow in the most persistent lake snows. That's insane, but northern Michigan and the UP of Michigan will also obviously be a crazy spot to watch. It was wet today. Yeah, pretty much everybody on the East Coast got wet today, whether it was for severe weather, rain, snow, you never know, but it was quite intense. So we still do have this little cell here over parts of southeastern North Carolina near the Wilmington area that looks like it's maybe trying to do something, but it's probably only going to bring some heavy rain and some isolated gusty winds to the Highway 17 corridor near Charlotte. I believe we've covered this exact area before, but yeah. We got freeze warnings in effect here for a good chunk of the Deep South, from parts of Mississippi back into parts of far southwest Texas here, so a lot of areas down there seeing their first freeze today, or in the morning, rather, of tomorrow. And if we take a look at the GFS's temperature forecast here, let's turn this to the temperatures. So these are not the wind chills or the feels like temperatures, these are just the actual temperatures. What's up, Lucy? Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for tuning in. But if we take a look at the actual temperatures here again, just let this load here for a second, things are going to get frigid by this weekend for parts of the Midwest. Like, look at this, guys. This is tomorrow morning. This is just tomorrow morning, right? We're talking about temperatures, not just wind chills, but temperatures in the negative teens in portions of North Dakota and Montana. And it's going to get worse, all right? By the time we get to, say, this is Saturday morning here, we are talking about temperatures being still in the negative teens, not only across North Dakota now, but also across parts of South Dakota, Minnesota, and even, going all the way back into northern Alabama. You're not going to get past freezing in the morning time, which is quite rough. Again, that's going to be a very, very cool setting for those areas, because you don't see that a lot in general, especially not in late November. But I think the most intense day, I still stand by this position, I think the most intense day will actually be the 1st. I think that Sunday morning could it be the coolest day of all here. Again, we obviously have that Arctic blast bringing sub-zero temperatures to parts of North Dakota and Montana. But look at this. I mean, even going down into central Missouri, you're barely making it into the double digits of temperatures. Absolutely crazy. Again, the entire country here. I mean, there's only going to be a few spots that make it to the 60s in the entire country for the morning time temperatures, and those are going to be extreme South Florida and extreme South Texas, which never make it below the 60s pretty much. So very, very nasty, very, very cool. And then maybe the LA area as well, but again, even there, it's going to be a bit chillier than normal. So again, things are cooling down rapidly here, and they're not going to warm up again, guys. It is going to stay cool like this for quite a while. And now that this big-time winter storm system is passing, and we're talking about how the lake effect snow is going to be quite intense here for the Great Lakes region. And we'll have some streams on that over the next few days, because the next few days are really going to be where it starts to kick up. But if we take a look into the future here, if we take a look at the models, we actually do have a winter storm system that looks to be quite impactful here across the Ohio Valley for some snowfall. Now, not nearly as big or as insane as this northeastern system that we just had. Nothing like that. But if we take a look at the RGEM model here, all right, and we play things out over the next few days, all right, let's go ahead and get through this. So, again, you can see those heavy snow showers just continuing for days and days straight. And again, I've said this so many times over the past few days. It's not that we're seeing one massive burst of snow that's going to bring 5 feet. It's just the collective days straight of snow. Again, nonstop snow. But anyway, that's enough about that. This next winter storm system, we can start to see the first signs of it here. It looks like on late tomorrow night into early Saturday morning. Some snow is going to get going there in the parts of northwestern Missouri. Now, this is going to grow, and I think that by midday tomorrow, midday on Saturday, we could be dealing with quite an intense band of snow, maybe along a localized area of eastern Missouri or southwest Illinois. But I think in general, just some light to moderate snow here for a good chunk of east central Missouri back into west central and southwest Illinois. And that's going to continue to travel through that area by Saturday afternoon. I think that it's mainly going to be focused over south central Illinois, and it'll keep pushing through the rest of the Ohio Valley here. All right, we're talking about by Saturday night, this is going to be over parts of eastern Kentucky, southern Ohio, southern Indiana, back into parts of West Virginia, and then eventually it enters Appalachia and continues to bring some heavy snow to West Virginia. Post-weekend, that is. And if we take a look at the total snowfall that we're expecting to see from this event, we can see it's really not anything major. I do think that we could see an isolated region get up to 1/4 of a foot of snow across portions of central Missouri, 3 inches there. Again, but I think in general, just a widespread 1 to 2 inches there for a good chunk of the Ohio Valley. And again, obviously West Virginia will be more significant as well. Again, look at that band of, very localized region of up to 5 feet of snow there in New York, though. It's crazy, and that's not even the bigger one. Yes, it will impact Kentucky. Again, Kentucky could definitely see a good coating of snow there in the northern portion of the state, but really the entire state, you're going to see flakes or something. But I think if you get into the northern portion of the state, the northeast part of the state there, you could actually see some more significant totals, maybe up to, 3 inches in localized areas. But again, I think just a general 1 to 1.5/2 inches is kind of the forecast there for central Kentucky. Alrighty. Sorry about that. Yes, snow is coming for Kentucky. The first snow of the year for Kentucky there. Alright, at least for western and central Kentucky. Again, Appalachia's a different story, but you might stream it if you can. I'm excited for some snow out of this too, dude. I'm very excited, actually. But, again, I've already had 2 snows so far this year, so, or at least 1 wet snow. But yeah, I mean, if we take a look at the HRRR, let's switch over to the precip type. You had a snow earlier, did you? It's really interesting. A lot of these lake effect snow showers actually could bring some snow to me, it looks like, later tonight into tomorrow morning. But if we switch over to the NAM here, where we can actually look far out, I am thankful that I have 2,000 awesome, loyal subscribers. That's awesome. But yeah, I mean, the big system here, it looks like it's going to start to arrive for me by, say, Saturday morning into the afternoon. What are you thankful for, Sam? So, again, a lot of this is going to be very contingent between rain and snow, depending on literally down to the kilometer of where you're at. I mean, we are talking low 30s in the temperatures for pretty much the entire state of Maine, which again is right around that point where you're going to be seeing rain if you're on, one side of this mile line, and then snow on the other. This is kind of where you start to see the mixing point again. In Ellsworth, it's 36 degrees, and again, if you're a snow lover, I'm sorry to tell you, but in southern Maine, you are like 10 miles away from seeing a good half a foot of snow, but instead, you're going to see all rain likely. It's crazy. We're going to continue to watch the remnants of these thunderstorms near Wilmington, but today, for the most part, was a severe weather bust, which is always a good thing. Again, I don't want to make it sound like that's a bad thing, but anyway. Alrighty. Sorry, I'm just checking messages here. This is not going to be a long stream by any means. I want to make that clear right off the bat because we don't have a lot to talk about. Again, we already did our forecast today on our earlier stream, and things just aren't nearly as active as they were earlier. So. Alrighty. Again, I hope you guys had an amazing Thanksgiving. Two severe thunderstorm warnings to me is a bust. I saw that we had those severe warnings, but this was without a doubt. You could at least consider it to be a bust. Whenever you have a 2% tornado risk and you don't get a single tornado warning and only two severe warnings, I feel like it's a bust, especially a marginal risk this size. Well, it's just whenever you have a marginal risk this size, I feel like. I mean, this marginal risk, at one point it expanded even further, but even now, in its shortened form, it spans 700 miles. It's kind of crazy that in that 700-mile zone, we saw two severe thunderstorm warnings. Well, no, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that I expect it to perform a little bit higher than one severe storm. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know why they push it all the way to you. I like how you're in a marginal risk and now you're almost in a freeze watch. You would be in the freeze watch probably if you didn't already have your first freeze. But yeah, I think very soon we are going to start to see some of those extreme cold warnings get issued, potentially, for this system. It's a very big question mark on that, though. Now, we don't really have time to do a look at. I'm not going to be here for very long, probably only 10 more minutes, so. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying if you didn't already have your first freeze, you'd be included in it. I know everybody loves the look at streams, but tonight's just not the night. So, again, temps are in the low 30s here, but over the next few days, they're not going to get any higher than that. So all these little bands of rain and snow that we're seeing, soon they're going to be all snow, and again, it's going to be for days straight that places are seeing snow nonstop. Again, that's what's going to lead to potentially up to 5 feet or higher in localized areas. I mean, you're going to have snow that's going to be almost as tall as me. I'm 5'6". It's crazy. I don't know if I'd say quiet other than cold. I'd say quiet other than cold and snow. Because, again, snow is definitely going to be a pretty big story in several areas. You're 5'7". Let's just write a big old snow on the screen to emphasize that. Anyway. So, are you going to be at Summit? I don't remember. I don't think you are, but I don't remember. You want snow for Christmas? I'd like to say it's too far out for us to predict that, but the chances are probably 5% or less that you see snow for Christmas, unfortunately, in South Carolina. It's the harsh reality, the harsh truth. Let's see if the GFS likes the idea of you getting any snow for the next few weeks. Nope. Unfortunately not. The snow line kind of stops right where Appalachia stops, which obviously makes sense. All you want for Christmas is snow? I mean, Kentucky, probably like a 20% chance, if I'm being generous, that you get some snow in Kentucky for Christmas Day. It's not impossible, it's just precipitation-wise, it's, I don't know. Yeah, I'm looking at the CFS. Holy crap. Look at this. Yeah. Again, I went over this a few videos ago, I think. I don't even remember. I believe I've talked about this, though. This is something you don't see. There was a myth of it snowing on Christmas. I was never told that myth. We had a white Christmas before in 2022. Again, it's not impossible. Definitely not saying that. It definitely happens. It's just not super common. I believe I had a white Christmas a few days. I think it was like Christmas Eve, though, in 2022. What's up, Mr. Storm? What's up, Peachy? That's fine. Yeah, again, we're going to wrap up soon anyway. This is just a quick stream. Again, not a lot of people tuned in, but that's fine. I didn't expect it to. Again, everybody's hanging with their family, and that's awesome. Again, I just wanted to kind of give one final update on this lake effect snow potential. And look at just how it slowly takes over. Especially over the past few frames. It's pretty satisfying to watch. Alrighty, well, I think we're going to end off this live stream here. If you guys did enjoy, please be sure to like and subscribe. Again, very short live stream, but I just wanted to do it to kind of get one final update here. Okay. Oh, a Home Alone reference. I was kind of confused for a second. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in.